Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another weekend of scintillating football action. I saw Ghanaian players find the back of the net. Some found it and were ruled out for fouls. Others did so well for their clubs, but unfortunately it counted for not as they were hammered. In the case of Kudus Mohammed. Tonight, more action expected from Jeffrey Schlupp and Jordan Ayew. But it's an Ayew brother I'm going to talk about today, and that's senior brother Andre Ayew. He has found the back of the net in back-to-back games, and I brought it up in one of my videos talking about him. Is he still deemed surplus to requirements at the Black Stars? In your opinion, today I'll lay down the fact. We'll look at other players who seem to do well for their club side, but when it comes to the national team, they are struggling. And also, whether probably the problem could be with the Ghana national team and not necessarily the players themselves. We'll have a look at all that today. But as usual, don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Click on that notification bell to get more updates. In 2019, in the lead up to the African Cup of Nations, Baby Jetta Samuajan was playing for Sport. The Ghana Black Stars captain, at the time the highest goal scorer for Ghana with 51 goals, was not getting as much playing time. It was the first time the African Cup of Nations was going to be held in June. Getting to the end of the season, he started finding the back of the net irregularity, and that meant that he surely had to be taken to the African Cup of Nations. He started scoring goals, a lot of goals, but we all know how that story ended. He went into the African Cup of Nations, and at the time, Coach Kwesi Appiah decided to change the captaincy and gave him a big part role. It was clear that he was not in his original plans, but sent him because he had proved himself with the effort he put in getting to the tail end of the season. And that is quite similar to what we are experiencing now. Andre Ayew is not someone who really a lot of fans seem to be interested in continuing with the Ghana national team. They want Andre Ayew, along with his brother Jordan Ayew, to quit the national team. At least that's the narrative that's going around. When the fans are on the streets with the players, they cheer them on and are excited to see them. But majority of those on here in the comments most of the time or after Black Stars game is that it's time for Andre Ayew to go. At the African Cup of Nations, a mistake from Andre Ayew led to that penalty, which was a harsh decision in my opinion. And we all know how that ended. That tournament ended for Ghana. It has not been easy for the Ayew brothers, who have suffered a lot of backlash whenever the national team suffers. And it's not without a cause, because most of the time they are involved in issues that lead to those things happening. Andre Ayew joined his new club, Le Havre, in November 2023 in the lead up to the African Cup of Nations. He was not included in one of the squads that played at the friendlies in the United States, and he was included now for the African Cup of Nations after he found a club in Le Havre. He was a bit part player, did not play as much, but currently he is playing for Le Havre, won their February player of the month along with his brother in the same month for Crystal Palace. And it has been quite an interesting ride for him in the French Ligue 1. Many people are of the opinion that the French Ligue 1 is not a tough league or a top league for us to be judging him on, but it is one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. So where from this argument? Andre Ayew has shown in recent times that probably the problem could be from the senior national team, the Black Stars, and not necessarily from him. Scoring back-to-back goals, scoring amazing overhead kick goals, and being integral for Le Havre in some games this season so far since he joined has to tell us something. Players do well for their clubs, but then when it comes to the national team, something is amiss. Player who also does well for his club side and when it comes to the national team struggles a bit is also Jordan Ayew, integral member of Crystal Palace's side, heavily criticized a lot, but not without cause. I'll say once again, Jordan Ayew seems to hold on to the ball a lot more when he's playing for the senior national team, the Black Stars, than he does for his club side. There was a problem with Kudus Mohammed at first. He holds on to the ball for Ghana more than he does when he's playing for West Ham United. He releases the ball or does something effective with the ball when he is with West Ham United. Could the Black Stars be the problem, or not necessarily the players like Ayew, who has been heavily criticized? The Ghana Black Stars captain is scoring goals. He's able to do well for his club side. Why is it not translating to the national team? We have players like Antoine Semenyo who score on a regular basis for his club. Well, not regularly, but he does contribute a lot. But when it comes to the national team, then there's something amiss. Iñaki Williams, the most recent example, will find goals for his club side, but then will come to play for the Ghana Black Stars, and either the service is not there, the delivery is not there. Iñaki will make runs, and I've studied and talked about it, and he will not be found, or he's not being tracked or traced, or whatever reason. Then he's firing blanks. Just one goal in over 11 games for the national team. I think we've gotten to a point where now we can conclusively say that the Black Stars is the problem. Team chemistry, team cohesion, a chef in a coach that can find the right system to integrate all these talents we have to play to the best of their abilities as they do for their club sides. Yes, we cannot get them probably playing the same way, but they have shown that they can be great players who will help their clubs as they are doing to get far. Ayew, I still believe, has something left in his tank to provide for the national team, but probably politics in the national team, divisions in the national team as to who belongs to this camp or that camp, divisions as to who we should pass to when we are on the field of play, because sometimes it looks that way. It might not be the intention of the players, but it looks that way. It looks like there are segregations in the national team that hold the players back in terms of how much or how they want to deliver for the national team. And the only way to get these things right is for an iron hand manager. So far, we've not had that, in my opinion. A manager who will hold them accountable, who will be strong and firm enough on the players and make sure they follow his instructions to the letter. That is what we need right now. It's clear and the evidence is there for all to see. Iñaki loves playing for Athletic Bilbao. Iñaki looks like a lost puppy when he comes in to play for the Ghana national team. Ayew, this does some criminal errors when he's with the national team. Jordan Ayew wants to attract fouls than pick out a teammate or play a quick 1-2 for the teammate, as he would do for Crystal Palace, especially with that Mateta goal he scored recently. All these players know the right things to do, but then come into the national team and all of a sudden they don't. Well, these are my 2 cents on the matter. Let me know what you think. I still feel that we have quality, we just don't have the right person to put them together or the right system to make it work right. But let me know your thoughts in the comments box. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.